Welcome to Pube for Pube. Today we're going to be seeing who has the hairiest pubes at a U.S. president's tournament style. Let's get it. Starting off with Barack Obama versus George Washington. The time periods alone separate these two. Plus, George Washington, he was in some battles. I don't know about wars, but I know he was in battles. So Barack clean bussy. He never stood a chance. And plus, do y'all remember back in the day? It was those Obama Saw games. Those were heat. Thomas Jefferson versus JFK. JFK looks like he definitely had a pube trimmage, routine. He was a decent looking guy. Plus, I do remember he was a Black Ops 1 playable character in zombies, so he definitely had to keep it trimmed in to evade and weave those zombies. And, he's got a dolphin dive and stay aerodynamic for that. So, we're going to give it to Mr. Thomas J. Trump versus Abraham Lincoln. Trump, he definitely shaves his pubes for, special occasions. For example, like his cameo in the Home Alone movie back in the day. Plus, Abraham Lincoln, he was a wrestler, so he definitely get like a 10-15% buff off that automatically. So this one wasn't even close. Abe Lincoln's moves on. Joe Biden versus George W. Bush. See, I know Joe Biden's really old and stuff, but he's also really brittle. So I feel like every time he moves, he's always just losing hairs. So I have to give it to the man himself, Mr. Bush. Now into the semifinals, we got George Washington versus Thomas Jefferson. And, George Washington easily wins this. He was out there fighting the battles and stuff right now, getting his hands dirty, while Thomas Jefferson had his feet kicked up, writing some boring declaration, sipping on tea. That's not how you get master prestige pubes. Abraham Lincoln versus George Bush. Your last name will not help you here, George. Abe moves on. Now into the finals. We got George Washington versus Abraham Lincoln. And I just want to give a quick salute to the founding fathers of pubes. Y'all are both great examples of hairiness. We salute you. But they both have their advantages. Washington, he fought in the war. Lincoln, he wrestled. So, and I'm gonna have to edge it out to Abe because he also cut wood. Not like a lumberjack, but he was like a woodcutter. So that's all I got. So we're gonna give it to the boy Abraham himself. And I appreciate you, absolute gentlemen, for watching, bro. I love you guys so much, and I will see you again tomorrow. Peace.